Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. I was rewatching stuff all weekend and it was just, man, you got some charisma. I feel like you could get anyone into a nefarious plot of a circle of nefarious gays. So I guess thank you for taking the time to talk to me. Um,
That's fine.
I think in one of your first scenes you tell Jack tells Portia, I didn't come to Sicily to have tea with old ladies.
Mm.
Um, and I feel like once we know what happens in the show, obviously that line is very kind of loaded, but I feel like I wanted to know what Jack's ideal trip to Italy would look like.
Um, I think I think he kind of, at least at the beginning, kind of lives it out. Um, he's staying in this incredible place. It's all paid for him. He gets to wear clothes that he wouldn't necessarily be able to afford. He meets a girl, hangs out with the girl, um, gets into some mischief. I've imagined a lot like what his friends would be like, his actual friends,
Yeah.
and sort of pictured pretty much just like a whole group of lads um tearing up a town. Um which you can't it kind of gets touched on a little bit when he like steals doesn't pay for the arancini and
Mhm.
nearly gets in a little scuffle with an Italian man. And it's, to be honest, I think it kind of what you see of Jack in the show is potentially like kind of scratching the surface of the actual like mayhem that he would get up to.
Yeah, I feel like if he was there with just his friends, I feel like that would be a very I feel like there would be a lot of bravado there trying to outdo one another. Sort of maybe Sicily would never
Mm-hmm.
sort of never be the same. So maybe it's good that he's on his own. Maybe the
Yeah,
city's
exactly.
safer. Um, I think the first time that Jack sees Portia, she's at the pool. You know, you have that, you're eyeing each other up and stuff like that. And I think if Jack would have the chance to approach her, it's a different scenario. It's nighttime. She's definitely more by herself. Do you think he would have taken the opportunity to set the plan in motion from there?
Um, Probably, yeah. I don't think he I don't think he's a sort of masterful sort of tactician.
Not a planner.
No, not
He's a
necessarily.
very in the moment kind of guy, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely just a doer. Um, it's funny though, because I actually remember when we filmed that scene, I had gone into it thinking, right, yeah, we're setting the plan in motion.
Mhm.
And Mike, very cleverly, because it's Mike, kind of was guiding me away from actually focusing too much attention on her and like
Mhm.
putting the plan in motion, I guess, because he just wanted to plant a smaller seed so that it wasn't too obvious too quickly. But I guess that's why me and Jack could be a little bit similar, whereas we both, I guess I just thought, yeah, put the plan in motion. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what he would say. I can only imagine improvising, a full-on kind of chirps scene.
Yeah. I just imagine him like sitting here,
You know,
he's like, great, she's alone. Okay, I can do it. And then
yeah, yeah,
maybe even to the point where if he's having a good time with her, because he seems like a good time kind of guy, like maybe there's a moment where he's like 20, 30 minutes in and he's like, oh shit, wait, I'm here to do something. So I think that
yeah. He literally might have just been like, actually going for a swim and a little bit
yeah.
distracted at how cold the water was and how sensitive his nips are.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be a good opening line. Hey, the water's really cold.
Yeah,
My nips are really sensitive.
yeah.
I did want to ask, because there has been some time away from the season airing, I thought one of my favorite things about the show is that it really became like event television. Everybody was talking about it. I think it's actually kind of, I was telling somebody yesterday, I think it's kind of ironic that, the one of the big things that blew up from the season is like, these gays are trying to murder me, and all of the I feel like a lot of gays, at least that I know in my life, really latched on to Jack, and I was like, that's bad. Like maybe that's like bad gay behavior. But I was wondering if just having some time away from him, we leave him in a mysterious kind of way. And I do want to talk about the ending in a bit, but I guess just from taking a step back from the hubbub of the show, I mean, how much do you think about him?
I still think about him. It was such a huge time in my life, and it was such probably one of, if not the character in my career so far that
Hmm.
I've just had the most fun with, and was so kind of um, like forgiving in choices in terms of from an actor's perspective. Like I did
Hmm.
feel a lot of the time like I could just kind of do anything when I was Jack.
Hmm.
Um, and I do think about what he would, which I know you said maybe going to touch on in a minute. What he would be up to right now.
Yeah.
Post post ending, um, and where he drove to next after dropping Portia off. Um, so yeah, I still think about him.
I will say that when I was going back to watch some of the scenes, you make quite the impact, because I had forgotten, like, Jack doesn't really, like, you show up in the pool scene, that's episode 3, but then I was just like, oh, you're really in episode 4, 5, 6, and 7. And
Mm.
I felt, I don't know, I just felt like there is that, I can't think of the right word. There's like a swagger that you bring to him that is really, um, it's not unintimidating. I'll think of the word but it's sort of like uninhibited. There's an uninhibited quality that you bring to him that is sort of like, when you say you can do anything. I also feel like as a viewer that is very exciting, but also a little bit scary, because I'm like, I don't know what the hell he's gonna do. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
He's a bit unpredictable. He is kind of yeah, he's a bit of a loose cannon. He's kind of volatile. Is that the right word?
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to think of all the big words now. But I think there was always something refreshing about Jack within within the palette of the characters in the show, and that he's probably the least strung. He's probably the lowest strung. He's not really thinking about how he's perceived. He's not worried about things in the world. He's not really doesn't appear to really be worried about anything.
Yeah.
That's sort of different to every character in the show.
Yeah.
Um, he does bring a kind of a lightness, even though he, doesn't do some light things. Yeah, there's a kind of a floatiness about him that
Yeah. It's
you know,
an easy bravado. It's very sort of,
there's an ease to him. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's sort of just like, I think there's a moment where I think you order something at the bar, and Portia kind of like chuckles at you. I don't know, maybe like, I don't know if you like, can't remember if you mispronounce something or you say it in a funny way. It's just sort of like,
it
you,
was Dos Jaeger, Dos
yeah,
Red.
yeah. It's like, even if you like do something wrong, I feel like Jack would be like, all right, whatever, fuck it. It's
Yeah, no, I think it's exactly. He doesn't care. He doesn't, and that I actually did. I I I made the Dos Jägermeister, Dos Red Bull, um, knowing that Dos was Spanish.
right. That was great. That made me laugh out loud.
um, so but it was exactly that. It was that feeling of just like, yeah, this the part of the point of this guy is that he does just kind of mess things up, but doesn't care. He's not trying to get things right. He's just sort of he's sort of very free spirited in that way.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being messy. I think we can
Oh,
embrace that a little bit more. I think we could.
I'm a
Um,
very person.
I do want to talk about like your last scene that you have with Haley. I don't know. It's the way that you say you're smarter than me.
Hmm.
It's so sad. Watch that, and I wanted to know like what I don't say like what you were thinking in that moment, but it was just sort of like that is so not like anything that we've heard of from him the whole time. It's different. We're not in sunny, beachy Italy. It's dark. You're in the middle of fucking nowhere. I don't know if maybe that's a moment where Jack can get like really real with her, and he can sort of be like, "Hey," winking, "Hey, this is the truth." But I just want to know how that sort of felt different in the moment, just because when I went back and watched, I was like, "Oh, that really affected me." But I don't know, it just made me really sad.
It was. You're right though. It was a really. It was a real moment between them. It was him going, look, let's kind of cut the bullshit. You know, I'm in a very. I'm in a predicament. I've kind of put you in a predicament. This is dangerous.
Yeah,
I'm not. You know, he was saying I'm not. I know that I'm not like smart or anything like that. So you know, I'm I have to kind of fix this, and you know, you need to just get the f out because
yeah.
um, this is this is my kind of my problem, not yours, kind of thing. And um,
Mm.
I don't know, yeah, I just think he saves her at the end. I think that's how I always felt about it, and it just felt like a real moment where there was no more lying, there was no more intimidating, there was no more manipulating.
Yeah.
It was just, this is this is me. I'm sorry. It's kind of his way of saying sorry, I guess.
No, it's the whole time I kept thinking about that. It was just like, so Alfie is sort of positioned as like the good guy, who makes like really questionable decisions, whereas Jack is like very upfront about stuff that he does, and he sort of surprises you in that moment. And I
Mm,
feel like um, I wondered if Alfie could sort of be as selfless as, I don't know. There's something about the cockiness of Jack that allows him to sort of, I don't know.
mhm.
I'm just doing a real deep dive into that. Sorry.
No, 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 no. No, I would wonder that too.
Yeah,
Um, I think there is goodness very deep rooted in Jack. Just a lot of bad things have maybe happened to him,
yeah,
and um, you know, like I say, he's I don't know, he's there might be a bit of a natural protector in him as
mm,
opposed to Albie does he really wants to save Lucia,
yeah,
but it's like a lot more of a kind of choice. I don't know, but whereas Jack is doing the opposite, so maybe him saving her at the end is kind of completely against what he's supposed to be doing. So that's why it maybe feels a bit more.
yeah. I feel like maybe if he's Jack has seen some shit, unlike Albie, who definitely hasn't.
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah, yeah.
maybe he has an advantage there. Uh,
No,
okay. I guess just one last question. It's kind of silly to let you go. I think, what is that phrase? Like, good guys always finish last. Do you think after playing Jack that bad boys always finish first?
oh, oh, question. No, I don't think bad guys always finish first. Think they finish first a lot more um, on a screen.
Okay.
But I like to believe that real people, the will we'll finish higher at least.
Okay.
Not always necessarily first, but you know, I don't really believe in the nice guys finish last thing.
Yeah.
It has always played out like that.
That's like a screen, like on screen, like friend zone stuff. I don't know. Yeah, that's like something that I think maybe we have put in our heads that doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair. Uh, thank you, Leo, for your time. I thought I was actually really I loved that. I read something about how like the tattoos really helped you, build the character. I thought that was really great because someone actually said to me like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, ask him if the tattoos are real. And I was like, I don't think they are.
No, only that one's real.
Only that one's the tiniest little one right there. Good.
Yeah, the
Not
Wendy.
this one.
No, that one's not. Although I've had it when I was filming it, it would still be on, and a lot of people would look at me going. I actually went into an audition for the next job that I'd got, and it was like the second round of auditions, and they thought we like him, but we just that tattoo is going to really be a problem. And I eventually revealed that it wasn't real, and they all breathed a sigh of relief. And I got the job. That was fine.
Oh my god! It's just like God, it's not real.
Cowabunga, baby.
Yeah. Oh. All right, man. Thank you so much for your time. Rooting for the show, rooting for you. So have a good rest of your day. Thanks so much.
Nice one. Take care. Bye, Joe.